new picks, you know, they're gonna maybe change up the playstyle quite a bit. Fnatic went from in the start of the split to being this late game focused team with scaling, and we would criticize it, it would fall apart. Then they went in with the IM style of like very aggressive early on. We were like, oh, that's awesome, Fnatic, go, go, go. And now it actually went back to the slow scaling, but they executed it extremely well, something they couldn't do early in the split because they could punish Vitality again and again and again.
Right. I mean, it worked, and a lot of it was on that triple threat. The Kassadin last pick team turned out to be the linchpin because it wasn't pressured outside of that, that level 2 gank with the Ignite Burn.
But the following 2 games, regardless of the outcomes, for me are very exciting because we have 2 teams here that have shown pretty interesting kind of flexibility in pick and bans. Like Fnatic, through a best-of series, have shown to be adaptable and beat their opponents. From week to week, best of ones not so much, in my opinion. And then Vitality, every time Fnatic have had in the split a composition that was signature to them, that's actually a point Kelsey Moser brought up in an article, it has been dismantled to a degree by Vitality. So maybe game 2, they can now read the Fnatic, and suddenly we have a really good series on our hands.
I mean, Fnatic has very quickly become predictable during the split. Like in the start, they would just spam tank.
The Olaf Zac composition, they
that was funny.
Switched,
yeah, and they like picked the exact same thing, but then later on it was just only tanks for Gamsu in the top lane when people were other people were playing Fiora and Quinn and these picks. Now again,
the split push Maokai at the inhibitor.
Yeah, we see something different. Last game though, and I feel like we have to say it, it wasn't lost or won in the pick and ban phase for either team. It looked tricky for Fnatic, I still feel.
I think it was an uphill battle, but they played it well.
They outplayed Vitality in the game itself, and that's where Fnatic deserves all the credit. New pick and ban phase, new game.
New game.
See if they can indeed turn things around here. Fnatic now on the blue side. They start things off with the Trundle ban.
I like it. Trundle, for me, Trundle Poppy is a duo that you need to respect. Either you pick one, give one away, or maybe on blue side you ban one and you force the other team to ban the other. Yes. You will first pick that Poppy if it's available.
But that's also information for the other team then saying, okay, you will very likely first pick that Poppy. We feel like we maybe have, you know, a pick that can do okay into it. So therefore we will give you that Poppy and then take the 2 strong picks for ourselves. Could be the Azir one more time for Vitality. The reason you're banning Varus on blue side, Prepper, we've talked so much about this in the office.
People are tired of it.
See, yeah, they're basically tired of hearing it, but you don't want that last pick Varus to come in against your Azir comp. So as the counter, basically.
Yeah, it basically allows Fnatic to pick up Azir either first pick or a second rotation and not really get punished too hard. There are some counter picks available. Varus is the most prominent one. I hope somehow that it plays out, that now Poppy gets third by Vitality. Fnatic seemingly really like Azir, and then we get to Saber Maokai for Vitality. It's my favorite purple side rotation on the first 2 picks, only if Poppy and Trundle are out though.
Fnatic does have a ban here though to pull on either of those. Could be the Saber ban if they want to first pick the Azir, as an example, because now on blue side it's all about taking away the 2 most likely picks the other team will take in their first rotation. It is still open, Sivir Maokai. We know Yanin is a fantastic Sivir player.
But
we know Kabujan loves to play the Maokai. Again, that's all the mind games, because if you first pick a Azir and they go Sivir Maokai, you go Poppy. So they might actually go Poppy instead with the Sivir.
Ooh, but Poppy into Maokai is absolutely brutal.
And that's why I think Vitality wants it. But Fnatic also wants, like, you've almost forced Fnatic to pick Poppy here because
it is just the better tank that's left available. The only matchup that is good against us is, guess what? Trundle. And that was Fnatic's first ban.
But look what Vitality did with their ban. Kassadin last on purple side. Normally Kassadin is a last pick only. But they're also, I feel, saying if you pick Poppy, we can still go Azir because now Kassadin is gone, and also the Varus Corki are still being picked away. So that foundation of a poke comp against the Azir. So I feel like they put themselves in a situation where they could pick it.
Sivir Azir would be really hard. But Jhin is also.
Oh, he does it! All right. That's a leaf out of the Reckless book. I like it. So Jhin Azir. I mean, this is a lot of. I mean, already.
This entire pick and ban phase. Now 2 games running has been built around Azir.
Yeah.
It's like, alright, so we're gonna ban all this and the Kassadin on purple side so we can take the Azir when you first pick the Poppy. And the last game again with the last pick Azir coming, or last pick Kassadin. Does Fnatic have another potential counter ready?
I think, personally, it's time for the Vel'Koz.
Hey, we have seen the matchup.
It's happened before.
It's actually a good matchup for Vel'Koz, but even good matchups against Azir, like, you don't destroy him. He will actually do well in almost everything, and that's the thing about the Kassadin. Azir will destroy the Kassadin. in the early game, and it didn't happen for Nuke Dog, which was one of the problems also in the last game.
There is still Lissandra if you just want to play the Lissandra Sivir comp. Fnatic can still opt into it. It revolves around pushing, force pushing mid and then rotating towards Sivir that will be AFK. It's really rough, I think, though. Sivir Jhin, Sivir tricky lane. It's easy to spell shield the W, but you can take some nasty trades from the
I still think Sivir can just focus on pushing wave there.
Depends on the support.
Depends on support. It is going to be Alistar on the side of Fnatic, but a Lissandra Sivir comp is very likely because Jhin is also weak against these hard engaged compositions. Destroy.
There we go. Let's take a look on the other side. We need to know. No. We move on. Guys. Move on. All right, so we can still see the Sivir back, but I'm interested in his Spirit's on this Kindred because he was a monster, especially out farming Shook and still having a bigger impact around the lanes.
He also had probably the best possible lane shot for Kindred ever seen.
Yeah.
With like double Rift Scuttler early on.
Guys, I'm going to peace out of this game. See you guys play this game, macro, micro. I don't really care.
And he got double passive stack very early with the Rift Scuttlers. Vitality again running the Thresh. It is their normal #1 support pick for Kissing. And again, there's just Gragas coming into it's somewhat the same kind of composition for them. And we will probably get that Lissandra Sivir we mentioned.
We called it.
Run over the Jhin. I'm not going to add the other part.
Yeah, so Fnatic, I mean, it's just a Sivir comp. No worries about it. They've got some lockdown, they've got CC, they've got disengage, they've got engage. They can run it Vitality. The thing is, if Vitality can keep a front line around this Jhin, around this Azir, that last pick is going to be so crucial. What is the Nautilus again?
I mean, he has to find a tank here that he can play. I think Nautilus has a slightly better matchup than Poppy early. Maokai has a really rough level 4 or 5. If he controls manipulates the wave well enough, it is so hard to play against. One thing I want to talk about that I like with Sivir comps generally is just if they push, you have like Sivir Janna, Sivir Bard, you can put pressure on the tower. But right now Sivir Alistar actually doesn't have lane control opposed to Jhin, so she actually loses the push. And that actually kind of ruins the whole setup of this Lissandra Sivir interaction.
There it is. Okay, we've seen this. Definitely a strong pick in the top lane. Seen more and more in Korea was played earlier today. In a lot of games up in the top lane, just full tank Echo. Go for the Iceborne Gauntlet in there. Sunfire. Very standard tank build, obviously.
It's annoying. It's really annoying to
It is. But it's one of these picks that we have to see against the likes of a Poppy. Because Poppy's just so good against the very generic tanks like Nautilus and Maokai. 3% damage, she just outduels them, they can't kill her. Still, this composition from Fnatic is very, very strong. And I really like the 1-3-1 split which we do have with Poppy and Lissandra, because again, Poppy will outduel most tanks, and because Lissandra is 2-2, will have pushing power in a side lane after. And Vitality couldn't play properly 1-3-1 in the last game, so I feel like Fnatic coming out with a very strong pick and ban phase here.
We talked about Fnatic having a tricky composition to pull off. It's Vitality that has it on their side. We're really curious to see if they're able to do it as Sean still all smiles, shaking hands with Daylor off the stage. His team down 0-1, even though they came into today the favorites. Fnatic, on their side, they always seem to find a little something, and maybe this is the start of it, but we'll have to see if the Sivir comp can beat out the Jhin.
For me, this is just a really fun type of compositions to watch and try to figure out whether it's standard lanes or lane swaps, because generally Sivir pushes in the tower. Right now, as we said before, it's surrounded by Thresh Jhin. But if you look at how quick they can lane swap overall, you have Sivir, Alistar, Poppy. If Poppy starts the tempo you can generate in that lane swap. Grab a little moment here before I board the crowd again with lane swap. I think if Fnatic get a lane swap, they really put Vitality in a big disadvantage. Echo will slow forward the game with a higher tempo, by a tiny bit in the lane swap, and they open up the map with the vision, and then the dives with that Lissandra.
Take a look, zeroing in on that Lissandra. We go into game number 2.
In case you were confused.
You got to be able to count in the LCS, and Fnatic fans can count 1-0 on the board right now.
They can also count the alphabet in Norwegian. Norwegian esports school here.
Big shout out to our Norwegian esports class. I'm in mass today.
Did you guys know I'm actually 25% Norwegian?
Which 25%?
My right leg.
Right leg. Good to know.
That is a useful fact. You can store that one. Fnatic, we'll take a look if they do go for that lane swap.
I don't think it's that useful actually.
I never wanted to make this conversation about me.
Sure.
That was it.
It's still feeling after effects from Draven Day.
Of course.
Yeah, alright. Let's talk the lane swap though, because Vitality have moved up to the top side without any vision. They're anticipating this, but they're walking over the ward now. Back.
Oh, hang on, the corner.
Pass it.
Don't go for the play.
Still, even if you get here, I feel like the turn damage from the double range is probably better, but they do spot them on top side, so Vitality will get the 2v2 lane.
And it changes the push, Bryo, because right now they don't challenge here early, so once Sivir gets the push early, he can actually keep pushing over and over, so this is really good.
Also taking a longer route around. He's actually staying around mid lane. He maybe wants to gank. He did the exact same thing last game, but that was against the Cassidy.
Yeah.
Now Yanan has to wait for the wave. They already knew they had lost the push when they invaded in, and Fnatic just kind of snuck around them up to the top side.
He's playing Jhin with no auto attack and a spell that ruins all the creeps, so he may actually just get one CS here, no?
No, he's not gonna one.
I got one. Blink for Reckless already.
Ouch. Alright, let's not show that for the rest of the game. Just stay out of masteries.
Oh, and they go back to
Pretty
the
standard stuff across the board.
Oh, this is actually really smart. So Fnatic see them come. They know they lose a duel. They go for push down early. Then they get to the jump. They don't really challenge the trade. They don't want to trade. And they just play on the experience advantage. And then this wave is automatically pushed. Fnatic, they're playing a really calculated style here. Already level 3. And now they have access to some sustain. But it means that Alistar can step forward and zone a bit.
Yeah. Coming in. No real surprise, favorable battle for Kindred, obviously in the jungle, not Strength of the Ages. Okay, I guess they stick a sync on the Lord like they did last game. It didn't benefit them at all because they went a lane swap, but now they do have the 3v2 lane. And also Deathfire Touch, of course, for Jhin. Important, especially late game, because your ulti is single target damage when it lands in after a change can happen to him, so that Deathfire Touch will do full damage. And it's a lot in the late game and stack up so much AD.
At least we can say the exhaust summoner spell this time around. Last time that Knight lasted level 2.
Keep them in place on the front of the top. I see him.
I'll take a look at Cabochard and Gamsu in their 1v1. I want to really understand a little bit more about how the Sentinel Poppy matchup goes. You guys have been talking about it a lot, but I've only seen it in a few games in Korea.
I mean, the whole thing about a Poppy matchup is that you want to put your opponent either in a wall or you're hitting him, and then you put the slow on him, and you want to make sure you keep double fox. Echo can at least dodge a lot of that, and has really good early push too, with those Qs on the minion wave. He's just really nimble.
Yeah, but while it is Echo and you feel like there should be a lot of action,
there you go.
Get some.
He's not nimble when he keeps a face plant on the wall though.
Oh, he's taking a lot. Steadfast presence on Gamsu is hunting. He will back away though, but Spirit looking to set up a dive, or not.
Spirit farming. If he happens to stumble upon an enemy champion along the way, maybe.
Isn't that just another camp, technically, to take?
The Capo camp.
The Capo camp here gives a bit of extra gold for you. Respawns fairly quickly as well in the start, and you can just keep clearing it.
It's definitely been the case last game. Spirit, though, opting to clear out the jungle. Cabochard just a little bit. He will be teleporting down to reset.
The CP advantage for Gamsu now. What normally will happen in a lane like this, after TP is used early, if you push it in, you recall, and you don't teleport back to the lane. You run back to the lane. And you save your TP. If you're level 5 now, you're going to be 6 fairly soon, and then you can start putting pressure on the other side of the map. Especially with Poppy, she's fantastic at diving these towers, because once you're stuck there, you're near a wall. Almost no matter what, you get knocked into it, and you can set up waves. Gamsu, on the other hand, is being greedy for farm here and saying, I just want to keep my lead.
I think there's a case to be made for both plays. It's really hard to get the teleport play in top though, because Jarvan and Kassim always have the push priority because they're double range. So it's hard for Fnatic to get a ward behind that actually enables a teleport. And obviously you want to keep Cabochard down because he played really poorly from behind.
The thing is, you just move up your jungler to help you place the ward. You have double TP as well. You would have had double TP, but instead now, Vitality can actually go for a play.
Got hit by 3 on 2. Reckless. Walking it out, but Cly is the one who's body tanking the rest of it all still. Not able to find any damage there.
But no one died. But this is the kind of play that would get punished instantly with double TP. Because you would just TP straight on them and say, alright, here's a 5v3. We're gonna win this one, we're gonna take it. But that's obviously what Vitality knew. We saw the TP on bottom side from Gamsu. We can now go for the gank. We only have to respect Fedran, who's a free level 6 Lissandra. And therefore it is okay for Vitality to go for the gank. Nothing really comes from it, even in CS. Except for the bottom lane.
Kai did play that well here. He goes for a combo. That's a little bold on his make, so...
Yep, they pulled him in, but they were just yanking his chain. He's walking out. Still, some serious damage carved out of his backside. Now Shook going in, flashing to finish off the body slam. Spirit's in some trouble here. Cabochard now looking to revenge, but the arrow dance over the wall and the Poppy Hammer sends him flying all the way back.
Spirit saves the flash, gets another dash over the wall, and obviously knew he wasn't going to die after damage saved it. Fnatic, in the later, possible CS, he's a lot more focused around Gamsu.
I think yeah, right play is your you now actually have support that seems to be understanding his battles better. On that gank, I think Clyde played it extremely well. He peeled first, double combo out, then walked out and held it. He played it perfectly, and then it allows obviously Spirit to get Gamsu rolling, and then once Gamsu gets rolling, guess what? Double TP either top, or you play the 1v1 Silver mid, and suddenly Fnatic are playing a comfortable game.
Yeah, we will definitely see Fnatic run a proper 1-3-1 later with Sivir side lane and Gamsu of course in the opposite lane. It's where AD carries shine. You sit mid and you wait clear. It's all you do for about what 20 minutes, and then you wait for your team to win side lanes and collapse in mid, and then you can start joining the fight as a Sivir of course. 20 minutes, a little bit of an overstatement, but you guys get the point.
Just go on in, start the fight off. It's been fairly even for those 280 carries for now as they just continue to trade a little bit back and forth, taking stock of where the game's at. It's a slight lead for Fnatic, but as you said, it's more than just the goal. It's the comfortability they're playing. Much more straightforward, and Vitality's.
And again, also, everyone more than fine in his 1v1 mid lane against the Ezreal. So, Fnatic in last game didn't get punished by the Ezreal pick. This game, they first picked the Poppy, who again is by far the best top lane pick once Trundle is banned. And saying you can take Ezreal one more time, we take this on, we play split push, and right now they're going to push in another way. So
we have to look at some of the reasons why we were facing. Nice W here, canceling obviously the mini dash, the power of but back to Nuka, we praised him because he was actually one of the best self-sustaining mid laners. He had the lowest jungle gravity in the league for a very long time, which means, if you don't know what that means, Shook wasn't camping. So he was playing very fine. Jankus kind of joked about it farming at his tower. But that means he's playing a passive gameplay-oriented style where he doesn't need punish.
You can see TP top here now. Comes in from Featherman.
On the hunt, they look for Kasing. Can they find him? He's going to play back up, and the Claw's coming in. They put him in two, and that is going to be a first cut over to Reckless. Looking for a vent is Nuke Duck, and the curtain call does not find damage.
And a very big part of why Lissandra is such a good pick right now is because she runs teleport. And her ganks are very, very effective. It's a very technical play from Fnatic. And the thing you can't do as a Vitality team, because you needed your jungle to be there already. Fnatic could just pull off the dive then, and just push in another wave.
And this is why I don't like the fact that Nuke Duck's not aggressively challenging the push against everyone.
It's a problem. Nuke Duck have not been able to take control of this mid lane.
And more importantly, he's fresh pick too. It works if you're fine medically versus some of these tank supports like a Braum, maybe even a Bard. Something that can escape. Spirit now gets hooked. Lantern.
The thing wants to prove you wrong.
That's already burned. See if they can take him down here. They can. It's Shook with the kill, but the hook out down is what Fresh is made for. There you go. So the equalizer kill. It does happen. Oh! Bevy scoots his way out. Does not get hit by the Emperor's Divide, and he's kicking himself.
Goes along in the wrong place. Then escapes. And Nuke Duck tried to go aggressive. His jungler just got a kill. His support was coming in towards mid lane as well. Had he been able to knock Febrin back, could force the flash from him straight away just by basically having Febrin know that two guys are coming from the side. And he had to respect that, but he stays alive. Dexter wants to join in. Take out the credit against Constellation instead. We out of here.
We got caught out of position a number of times. Not really do what we expected of him. Admittedly, yes, he's on a different time now. But as Stress said on the test, does that gimp?
Yeah, it gimps the advantage he has. If you are the better player overall and the mechanical player, regardless whether you're tab or not, your advantage will not be as big if you're playing tanks versus tanks. Because the extremes are just farther, are closer together when you play tanks. If you play skill matchups like that snowball like a Fiora. Once you start winning one kill, it's over.
Mitch, let's look at the bottom lane here.
All right, Martin.
There we go, Mitch.
And Yarnin might be in some trouble. Teleport around the side. Kasing's already down, and Cabo completes it, but it's a 2v5. Yarnin just melts in the back, and Feb even getting the credit for that one means Cabo is running with his tail between his legs.
And this is why we sang so much praise to the Cinder Lisandro double TP combination with Trundle.
I think it's one of the strongest combos you can run in this current meta here because you have so much wave push to set up these dives. Nuke Duck, he's out of here.
And it's not like Vitality don't know this. This composition has been played in every region. Most of the players now, teams of teams, they know these play patterns. The problem is, there is so little you can do against this.
And if we want to go back to Dexter's tweet here, Echo definitely is fantastic to take on something, but Poppy is offering everything you want. It's better look here, TP coming in from Damso. Of course, his team doesn't really need him at this point. They already killed him, but he joins in. Look at that dodge. Yeah. Look at that right there, you know. That's the Poppy pick. That's why I like it. Everything else was almost very well done. But we just want to talk about Poppy.
Get in. They grab two kills, they get the tower, they get out, they get Drake. Everything they wanted on the board. They're 3,000 gold out, and we're 12 minutes in. This is big for them.
This is fantastic to see that they really understand their compositions, how to play it, but they also understand the little things to stay in the game. Last game, they had a very tall amount of decline, but they made the right these little things.
I think it's fair to say Fnatic right now, reading the game 5-6 seconds faster than Vitality every time. Last game was the same deal, like, oh, you are slightly overextending. I know you want one more wave. I know it only takes you a few more seconds, but that's where we start when we kill you. Slow down the game. This one here, all because of a TP gang. Shook wasn't there on top side. Not blaming him for the play, but he wasn't nearby top side, so Fnatic could execute the gang. Doing the same on bottom side now, and at this point it just snowballs.
It can go 6 seconds in the future as well. Unfortunately, only goes back in the past.
Yep.
And Vitality need to start looking ahead. This game is looking rough for them. If they can't execute that poke, they can start picking kills. They've only got 1 to the 3 that Fnatic can manage here. Lost out on the Dragon, not secured any towers.
And it's so hard to make picks on any of these networks. Like, you got Spirit at least. Go for hammer time. Instead of just these spell sheet on Echo and Alistar with the ultimate. It's so hard for Vitality to make some picks with the Gragas and this Thresh.
Now, there was a ward being placed by Fnatic near the enemy crooks. You can see also the mark from Kindred, of course. It was actually picked by Fnatic when they put it down. And it can be one of these wards we shortly mentioned in the last game when you run these double TP ones. You want to have these deep lane wards, so when someone pushes out, if you have a 1v1 going between a Poppy and an Echo, you can TP in there as the Lissandra behind Echo where he doesn't expect it, 2v1 kill him. I think honestly maybe they've been hoping that Jhin would show up and it would happen to him. Instead they're saying, you know, it's not happening now, it's kind of gank mid lane. Spirit is somewhat planning to stay to the wall.
And we see another weakness of here's something we talked about in the last game, that it is no longer 1-1-2. Everybody's stuck in the bottom lane. And that means if you have control of the board, you get access to so many plays. And that's what they're doing here with this push. With Sivir in the mid lane, they can rotate to the side lane. Worst case, they see members in the bottom lane, so they just go for dive mid.
And Nuke Duck is out, but they don't need to get the kill. They can just start wailing away at this tower with the minion wave already there. Nuke Duck has almost no mana. Can't really defend this. Vitality are going around the side. They've started the counter against the collapse, but Gatsu sends the hammer flying, and he knocks Kasing back. Now he's surrounded into the box, but it doesn't matter. He's into the ground, and Fnatic can take this tower with ease.
That for me is the true beauty of this competition, as we see a casket from Shooks. There he goes low.
Oh, Lamb's respite on, and they all group up to finish it off and get the heal to it.
It is that you can always set up for these guys. And you can either knock people away when they're defending it, and even if you tell the opponent, hey, we're about to dive you, step away from the game, you take the tower. The Fnatic is just playing to their strength.
And we just keep seeing Fnatic understand. When you're against an Azir, don't try and like 1v1 play against him. He's extremely strong there. Don't let him scale up the late game. Just play around him instead, and then in the end, force big fights. This here is now Vitality trying to react to a fairly poor situation. Like, let's try and collapse on them, flank them from the side, and stop them around our own tower. But engage is very poor from them. And it is a thing for Vitality in the past when it comes to synergizing engagement, not from the greatest.
Yep.
When you have a threat, you never want to send him in first. Like, he's not your engage. It has to be the Gragas flying in, knocking someone back. Has to be Echo landing that stun, of course, with his W. Fantastic zone he also offers. When that isn't there, your team fights are very difficult.
And we just start looking at player performances. Dancer is playing rather than Cabochard this game. Feverin is doing better than Lutok, some things that we weren't really seeing throughout the regular season, and Fnatic looking to go 2-0 against the Hale Super Team, where anything less than first was failure.
Well on their way. They keep this pace up. Turret successfully defending. They force Vitality to really dance to their game. And yeah,
They're diving Nuke again.
oh boy. He's out. He hasn't gone down this game, and between those two summoners and his shifting stand, he's probably not going to as much. It doesn't matter, they're losing ground.
But the purpose is to send them back to base so you can take objectives, whether it's towers, dragons, heralds, and barons. If you poke somebody out and he bases, that's essentially the same as just killing him on a shorter death timer. He's removed on the map, and suddenly you can take control. And that's what Fnatic is doing. They can see the away. Yeah. And in either situation, it works out for Fnatic.
It's helping.
Shook was assisting on that. Feverin will pick this one up, so they have a little bit more pushing power as he moves up to the top side. He'll end up meeting Yarn in there. Vitality, though, losing ground still. Not been able to find a tower, and they've lost all of their.
And it's not going to be easier for Vitality in this game, because this 3-1-1 coming, entering with the 80 carry, cycling with support and jungle setup. It's so much quicker for the double TP to obviously make a play on the other side of the map. An 80 carry can only push his lane and then run from the one lane he's at to the lane right next to it. He's never going to appear on the bottom side all of a sudden if he's on top side. So it's very slow for Vitality in the way of playing, and Fnatic just keep ganking Nuclear over and over and over.
And it also, everything relies on having push priority, and they only have it in one lane right now, Vitality, the 3-man. But the Cabochard is consistently being pushed in by Dancer, and in mid lane, Feverin scores back, so this opens up for roams and then double TP.
TP's on both sides coming in. Feverin goes in on the glacial path, and they put Yarn against the wall, and move his outbar down the hill. He's seeing now on the run, there's no one, no Andrew to take, and Nuke, even though he gets the divide, still gets taken down to 0, and now just nowhere to go, trying to get to his tower, but says there, and that is 3 kills to 0 for Fnatic.
And we actually see something earlier today when if you watch Africa Freaks versus the Rocks Tigers, this is the same thing that happens. TP at one side, Echo's like, I'm coming in, boys. Everybody starts dying, and he just ultis out and he goes back to his original
I'm leaving, boys!
Cabochard just got focused so hard that the only play he can make was ult back to his initial lane.
And we laugh at all this mid lane focus from Fnatic, keep ganking Nuke over. It's not because they hate Nuke, it's just because when he gets pushed back in his lane, it means that whoever Fnatic is sitting in mid lane, again, most of the time it will be the Sugar, you can just leave that lane instantly and you can walk straight to the side lanes. So when Vitality are trying to push with this 3-man group, look on your minimap here. Reckless and Cloud are already on top side. Look how far back Nuke is because he got pushed back from another gank, and they set up the TP. They know able to get full vision of him. And that's why they set up these plays in side lanes. You can never push as this 3-man group of Vitality because your mid lane is getting forced back towards his own base every single time. You have no map control. And once you lose mid lane, you lose side lane.
There a nuance for Nuke right there. He just came in and tried to enter the fight, but he just got destroyed. Cabochard, his post ulti, was on like the lane. And it just shows you this game exactly highlights the strength. The Cyber ult is a great. You can always decide to push away. Worst case, you give her health, then you rotate. And we have to call what we can tell. We're overextending you can't afford to do that. Of course, but
there's nothing Vitality can afford to do at this point, because if you cannot even overextend on that lane and try and push it in with your 3-man group, you can't do anything. Like, that's it, right? Yeah, you can just go back and try and take advantage where you are at the moment, behind in almost every single lane. So it's a very, very strong back phase from Fnatic, and they showed they can execute early to mid game, where Vitality in the last game had somewhat of the same choose a win condition, you know, had to play very aggressive in the early to mid game, play around side lanes. They failed to do it.
This is just where you have to question how Sean plays away Poppy, Sivir, and Lissandra. I don't think that trio should ever go to any team, because I've yet to see a solid reply from some teams to very like predictable